Okay, so Rygelon, I had a lot of people comment on how difficult this is right now, so I found a quick kind of workaround. This really won't work if you're still super low item level and your DPS isn't good. On my hunter here, you can see I'm 566. I have 2-piece. I have some semi-okay trinkets and a decent weapon. It's nothing, to write home about. Obviously, hunters are a little bit busted. I can do a decent amount of damage with hunter. But if you're struggling, you're getting this like 10 to 15% because of how insanely hard he hits. Here's something that you can do. So what I went and did is I switched my covenant to the Necrolord. And if you go switch the covenant to the Necrolord, you can get this ability called Fleshcraft. Actually doesn't require you to do anything special after that. You don't have to level your renown or anything. But yeah, so basically when you go into Oribos, if you're not already a Necrolord, you need to switch. As you can see here, I didn't even grab my Soulbind character or anything. So you just need to be Necrolord. That's it. And you'll unlock the ability called Fleshcraft. And what Fleshcraft does is it lets you put a shield on yourself for 2 minutes. And the shield is for 40% of your maximum health. Well, at level 80, at this level, or this item level I'm currently at, it gave me around very, very close to 2 million HP, an absorb effect. So the reason you need this is because Rygelon does a tank ability called Corrupted Strikes. And if it lands without any mitigation, it converts into a dot. The problem is that the dot continues to stack and stack and stack. And for some reason, after this patch, Blizzard decided, oh, you know what? We are not going to fix the abilities, because apparently the abilities hit harder now than the previous patch. Because before this patch, you could just DPS him, in like 1,000,000 and just ignore the orbs and you were fine. But now he actually does a lot of damage. But yeah, as you can see, the Fleshcraft gives me about 1.8 million heal absorb. And I'm pulling up the abilities now just to show you what it does. So look here. This is the dot. The Corrupted Wound is the dot you're trying to avoid. If you take any unmitigated hit, you get a dot, and it's probably going to be over at that point. So here's how I did it. So what I did was I purposely waited for my Fleshcraft to come to about 30 seconds. I actually waited closer to about 25 seconds. That's about how long the shield holds up for you. And so what I did is I waited the 25 seconds, and then as soon as Fleshcraft come off cooldown, even if I still had the absorb, I went ahead and recast it. This bought me another about 25 seconds. So basically, with this method, you're going to get hit towards the end, and you're going to start ticking your damage. You can use your personals, anything you can to stay alive. What I used was Survival of the Fittest, which gave me a little bit of a heal. But what I mainly used after my 2 Fleshcrafts were gone was Aspect of the Turtle, which ignored essentially 2 Corrupted Strikes. And so even then, it was getting down to the wire. Like I killed him. So I killed him in just under a minute. Now, that's like a sustained 1,000,000 DPS is what I had. And this obviously shows you how broken Hunter is. That I'm on Beast Mastery and I'm only 566 item level. Hunter just ramps up and ramps up. That's what makes him so good. Anyways, if you are getting him to like 10%, 15%, this guide's for you. But if you are not getting him even close, unfortunately, you need more gear. If you get to really high item level, like on my Paladin, she's 616. I think she's 617 now, item level. And I still notice a little bit of dip in my health, but like you just steamroll him so fast with higher gear. And it feels like you take less damage, obviously, because you have more health. But if you are too low and you are just falling to his dot, all I can tell you is to wait for Blizzard to hopefully fix this. I know it's been reported. They fixed Kel'Thuzad and they fixed N'Zoth, so hopefully they do fix this. But until they do fix this, this is really the only thing that I could come up with to make him kind of possible. I'd still say you need to do around 800,000 damage to about 1,000,000 to make it possible. I know a lot of my comments were people saying there were 612 item levels, 616, and they were falling over to this. Well, this is a way to get through the fight without taking any damage. It buys you about 45 seconds, and that last 15 seconds, you need to survive the dot, you know, with any personals you have. But it makes it possible. So to recap, what I want you to do, if you're going to try this, is to go to Necrolords, pick up Necrolord Covenant as your Covenant. You don't have to worry about leveling them up, but I would say you can level them up if you want, because you get a lot of personal and a lot of like extra DPS if you go and actually soulbind. I didn't actually do that with this hunter, so I probably would have easier time if I went through and actually picked some of my you know, soulbinds and all that. Anyways, once you're all ready for that, go to Rygelon, cast the Necrolord ability Fleshcraft on yourself before you pull. Wait until the time on your Fleshcraft has about 25 seconds left. Pull the boss. You should absorb everything for those 25 seconds. If you don't, you need to cut it down a little bit more. Obviously, that buys you less time towards the end, but it's kind of give and take. You know, maybe you can survive 30 seconds. It all depends on how long that absorb stays on you. Because as soon as the Fleshcraft is back up, you can cast it in combat. It doesn't cancel it or anything. It's a 3-second channel. You'll get another 2 million absorb. For this video, as you can see, I got him all the way to 45 seconds, and then he started getting the dot on me. Aspect of the Turtle ignored a few dots. He actually died before he even got to Massive Bane because my DPS was pretty ramped up. I did wipe like 6 times though, so this is not foolproof. This takes some practice, but this is all I can give you guys. I don't know what else to tell you for now. It's a train wreck. Also, the Jailer. I know a couple people were saying that they kept getting MC'd and that his pillars weren't spawning. I did post in a comment what you need to do to avoid that from happening. But basically, you have to do the bomb mechanic in Phase 1. In Phase 1, he'll put a bomb on you. It's a rune. And then about 3 to 2 seconds when it's going to expire, you need to jump into one of the pits. And it will knock you out. The reason you have to do this is because some reason it wasn't like this in the last patch, but now, of course, Blizzard breaks everything. If you don't go into the pit and you get knocked up with the bomb, you actually get knocked so far away that for some reason the Jailer doesn't even recognize you're there. It doesn't despawn the fight, but he won't spawn any pillars that you need to dodge his domination thing that will, you know, MC you and take over the fight, in the fight basically prematurely. So you have to do that mechanic is basically what I'm saying. Everything else is fixed. The rune MC is fixed. You know, the MC mechanic that makes you jump off the cliff. But the other MC mechanic where you have to, you know, line aside the pillar, the pillars aren't spawning if you aren't doing the bomb mechanic is basically what I'm saying. So if you get in there after you finally kill Rygelon, hopefully, which I did today on my hunter for the first time, so it's definitely possible. Obviously, I have some crazy DPS on my hunter. If I was doing this DPS on my main, which I do, I didn't notice it as much because my health was higher. But this is actually doing the same amount of DPS with a lot lower HP and showing you that it is indeed survivable for about a minute. So if you can get him down within a minute, this is how you do it. If you can't, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait or get more gear. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. I just wanted to go over that really quick with you on how to do Rygelon on Mythic right now. Of course, the orbs don't one-shot you anymore. That was changed, so that's great. You saw that in my last video. But for now, this is what you need to do. This is my workaround for those that are kind of close and are dying because of his damage. Until they fix it, just go Necrolord and use Fleshcraft. All right, so hopefully you guys can get this boss down and you can move on and get the Jailer, who's much easier. Just make sure you do that bomb mechanic correctly. And good luck on your mount, guys. As always, if this video helped you in any way, please consider giving me a like. Please consider subscribing to my channel, sharing it to others so they can see it. It helps with the algorithm so YouTube can promote this video to other people. Because I know a lot of people are struggling on this and they want to, you know, get through it. So, yep, thanks you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.